And so again, I am Della Ludwig. I'm the workforce strategy consultant for Central and Southwest. And I'm joined here by the Midwest Manufacturing Association, and you can see all of their affiliations there that they cover throughout the state of Minnesota. And we can go on from here. And we're doing a sneak peek today. So a little fun information just about what's to come for this fall. And then we'll also be talking about the magazine as well as the tours. So I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about the tours, why it's important, what's going on with tour manufacturing. And I did put in there in the chat, what is your key objective for today? So definitely use the chat, put your questions in there. Would love to know why you're here today, what you hope to attain, or what questions you have. So we make sure that we make sure those goals are met today as well. So from here, we'll go ahead and
Sorry. Sorry.
there we go. So here is our team. And you can see here again, I cover 22. The dark purple is my region. So central Minnesota is where we're going to really focus today, those top 12, 13 counties. And then I also do cover down into the southern southwest corner as well. And then my partners through the workforce strategy consultant team in the Northwest is James. I have Shayla in the Northeast. In Metro is Atajawa. And then we also have Becky in the Southeast corner. And then Jessica is our director. What we do is we do a lot of workforce strategy, consulting one-on-one. We work with businesses that are expanding and growing, possibly new to our state or have received some sort of economic development grant and need assistance with training and development, training and development of their staff. So we can move on. And here we go. Here's the team that is assisting the Central Minnesota Manufacturers Association. I do sit on this board and have assisted for the last 5 years with the Tour of Manufacturing for CMMA. And I also assist the state for Department of Employment Economic Development with the tour at that level as well. Linda Bailey is the executive director. Carolyn is the meeting coordinator, and then Katie is assisting me with the tour of manufacturing in central Minnesota, as well as the other areas throughout MMA or Midwest Manufacturers Associations regions. And we'll go ahead and dive into all their fun work in a little bit. So the purpose of Manufacturing Month, this is kind of a deep dive, but really it's to shape the future of our workforce and showcase that innovation and that it's not just dark, dirty, and dangerous anymore. And really build that strong local partnership with those communities and organizations, the schools, and really making sure that they understand how important manufacturing is. It is our second largest industry in the state. It is the highest paying industry in the state. There are a ton of jobs available. The average pay is $79,000. And currently there's 8,600 manufacturing companies, and there's expected 93,000 positions that will be open by the year 2032. So a lot of availability, a lot of growth, a lot of opportunities. So we want to make sure that our communities are aware of that. And we want to make sure that people understand that these are very technical and very skilled positions that are available. Yet they're positions that students can learn on the job as they are graduating from high school or even as interns or apprentice while they're still in high school or college. We want to showcase that innovation, just how technical and precise the work is, and that it is a great career choice. And this can be even shown just by looking in the parking lot, the vehicles that people drive, even that they can see the actual work that is processed at these places, the actual end product, and where the work is actually going throughout the entire world from the state of Minnesota. And then we also want to build those long partnerships within the community, within the schools, making sure that the counselors and specific teachers understand the potential for these employees, and not everybody needs to have a four-year degree to be successful in our communities. So with this one, the types of involvement, and you can see like I did little sneak peeks. We're not giving you the full magazine yet. That will be Linda in a little bit. So that is done on purpose that you can't see everything on these pages. That is coming in a little bit with Linda. So a little drum roll for her in a little bit. But the types of involvement that can be done in your communities, you can do these things with manufacturers and colleges by doing open houses or tours of manufacturers, doing family celebrations or events with the employees. There's training opportunities and connecting with those communities and those schools. These are things that this team, whether it's workforce strategy consultants or the Midwest Manufacturers Association can assist with. We can also help with the tour, setting up tours specifically. And that is why we really focus on that magazine and how that kind of ties everything together for us. And we'll get into that, like I said, in a little bit. The community piece is really good because we call that resident recruitment. How do we keep people in our community and make sure that they understand all of the different things that are available, not just that, what's in that building over there, but really opening the doors and making sure they understand what um, what is brought into the community with that, the tax dollars that is brought in with that, the additional people that are brought into the community, the extra money that is brought in, the lunches that are purchased with that, so on and so forth, that the community understands how that is helping their economy with that manufacturer in their community. Career fairs are fabulous ways with working with the business, whether it's with the school or with the community, developing those career fairs and not just focusing on the shop floor positions, but also in the office, and just showing a full parameter of all the different positions that are available within your company, from HR to payroll to the actual um, manager positions. So they understand that they do have different opportunities available within their company. And then we do have proclamations or templates for businesses, for the community. If you're, for Candy High, for example, if you wanted to hand those out to your different manufacturers and bring them donuts or cookies or just to thank your different businesses, we do have those proclamations available for you to send them and give those businesses those thank yous. And then doing news articles and pushing this on social media is a huge way to make sure that people can acknowledge the different businesses in your community and highlighting those businesses or people that work at those locations. And then the schools and youth, setting up those tours with those students and the teachers are really key in this. Because a lot of those teachers, they go from school to college, back to school, and making sure that they understand the different careers that are available within their community. And then the parents. The parents are the ones who are making these decisions with their student, and setting those goals with their student on what their career will look like. So really doing that outreach and education with them. And then requesting manufacturers to present at the schools and making sure that it's hands-on training, not just a presenter, so that the students actually feel that they're learning in the way that is comfortable for them. So there's different ways of doing these tours. You can do those open houses, you can do the school tours, you can do private tours, and you can do virtual tours. So the open house tours is opening the door, and just that. You set certain time frames for that tour. People come and go during that time. You have people available to offer tours, and they basically come and enjoy the afternoon or the evening. Usually, the best time to do those tours are in the afternoon or early evening, just because that's when most of the students are available and most of the people who are maybe looking for a different job are available. So we have found that the most optimal time is that Wednesday and Thursday afternoon, anytime from like 3 to 6 p.m., 3 to 7 p.m. Those are our optimal times for those tours. We also found that Saturday mornings are really good, from 9 until noon. Those are the most best times to do the tours with the most people attending those tours, just so that you have a great time. If you're going to do the tour, you want to make sure that the most people are attending those tours. Most of the tours have, it depends how you advertise and what you actually want to obtain by that. But most people just do a more simple type tour with treats. Maybe they're giving some type of giveaway to those that will attend. And then they also open it up for families to also participate in the event as well. School tours, these are usually done more privately, where just the schools attend a tour. And just because you want to keep an eye on everybody. And then they are done more one-on-one with one school coming in at a time. And we do have funding available for those businesses that CMMA has available to assist with that. Especially if you're in the magazine, we do offer additional funding for those businesses that are in our magazine. So, our Elk River Rogers School District does a phenomenal job. They do what's called a Cool Jobs Tour, and they do that in the afternoon. And they do that right after school, and they do it from 3 until 7. They do a bunch of tours in the afternoon, kind of hopping from one to the next. And then from there, they do a lunch or early dinner. And at that time, then they do a little panel for the parents and the students to ask questions to the panel about the positions, about the careers, so on and so forth. Chisago County also does a 1 day um, tour with all of their schools within their county. And then they do different tours of those businesses as well as a career fair, which is really cool. And then we have our CTE Jamboree that we also do set in November. And then you can do private tours as well. And last year, New Flyer did a really cool event, set up a private tour. It was one of their bigger anniversaries, and they invited the commissioner of deed to come to that. And then there is the virtual tour where you just set up Maggie's videos and highlight those, and we can assist with that as well. All right. So, school activities and events. Things that we can tell schools and ask schools to do is really reaching out to those specific students or teachers. We can do this through the K-12 Navigator. If you're not listed on the K-12 Navigator, definitely putting your information out there and seeing how you can be available to the schools, and then letting the teachers know that you are listed on K-12 Navigator and doing that outreach and saying, I am available. These are some of the things I can do for you. And, reaching out, letting them know I do have a tour available. We do have bus funding available. Please let us know if you can come and do a tour with us. One of the cool things too that is now available is there are teacher externships in the summer. So if you're interested in having a teacher work at your business, or if you know a teacher that would like to learn more about manufacturing, we can assist them in getting additional experience and learning more about manufacturing. And they can then take that information back and build a program for their students around that. And that is all taken care of and funded. So, if that's of interest, definitely reach out and we can talk more about that. And there are different U skills training or YST that we can talk more about, as well as the Department of Education also has an apprenticeship program. And both of those programs are very easy to set up within your business and with the schools. And we can talk more about those as well. All right. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause right now. I'm going to turn it over to Linda, and then we're going to get back to these school offers and funding in a little bit. And I'm going to let Linda talk for a little bit because I'm getting a little froggy. And she can go into her portion, and please put any questions and stuff that you have in the chat as well.
Sorry, I'm clicking away trying to reshare my screen. So, so we're very excited this year to be working to create kind of a new and improved magazine. Over the last 5 years, CMMA has done a wonderful job promoting all of the tours, giving all of the information that is necessary for the tours. But what we want to do is we want to make sure that we take it kind of a step further. So after we launch this year's magazine, which is going to have a lot of new and exciting pieces, we're going to actually redistribute the magazine after the first of the year. So everything that you see in the for the tour of manufacturing, we're going to publicize that. It'll be in use for all of the tour, probably I believe that we're launching it is in September, early September. But then after the first of the year, we're going to change the cover. We're going to change some of the information. So when you do work on the tours and go on the tours, we want you to submit the pictures back to us, and we'll have a portal for you to submit those pictures back. And then we'll have follow-up information for the from all the tours that we had. And so I'm going to share my screen and show you guys the magazine. So this is not going to be the final cover because in my history with magazines, we've never divulged the cover, but this is a really awesome cover to work as use as a working cover. So this is taken at Two Rivers, and this was a young man that has been working there through some of the programming that they've had through MJSP, I believe. Della, is that how he started?
Yes, he was a U Skills Training Grant
Oh, YST.
participant.
Mhm.
And that's yep. And then he's working there in the summer as well. So he was
Yeah.
through the Department of Labor and Industry. Sorry, I had my mic off.
No, that's okay. That's okay. I just want to make sure I was getting it correct. So So what you'll see here also is that we are featuring a student pullout section. So we're working with Lyft, and they are assisting us with putting together a section that is just directed at students. And that's going to be very exciting for teachers to be able to use in helping educate their students on how to pick the right job, how to get excited about different jobs in manufacturing. So we're really excited about having this special section to be just for them. And they'll be able to use that kind of as we're moving forward. So the new look of the magazine also is going to, there will be some editorial differences, as you'll see, in how this magazine is compared to previous magazines. But the color scheme is different. I'm going to come back to this in just a minute, but we are featuring our manufacturing of the year, which is Two Rivers, and they have a very exciting article and then a Q&A that actually has two more pages of questions and answers that we have asked them so that everybody can figure out how they utilize some of their program funding to create these job opportunities for students. And then, of course, we're going to be featuring our collaborator of the year, which is Les Engel. And they obviously, Della goes on tours with throughout the region. And this was a picture that was last year when she stopped over at Les's business. And you'll also be able to see some Q&A from him also, because he's had quite an eclectic career supporting not only manufacturing, but his community. So we have a couple of ads that finish out this, the magazine, and I hope you guys like the different pieces of the design. We have a lot of editorial articles that we're publishing that are going to not only talk about a lot of the programs, but kind of in a different way. We're going to be featuring students and having their profiles and what made them choose the career that they're going towards. But another exciting change for the magazine is this map. And so you will be able to click on this map, and it is an activated map similar to realtor.com. And when you click on, these are all of the tours that we have scheduled currently. And then let's say if you go to Two Rivers, it actually shows where it is. And then we will be populating this portion of, for Two Rivers, information not only about their business, but what time their tours are, how you can, what you need to go visit, and so on. So it's a very exciting page that Carolyn's been working on, and we're going to be expanding all of this information to be able to benefit our members also. So it's going to start out as a tour of manufacturing map, and then we're going to turn it into a members map. So we're pretty excited about this. And there we go. So that's kind of a little sneak peek. Hopefully that got you, looking forward to the magazine. I think that we're looking at it being about a 70 to an 80-page magazine, just based on all of the tours that we have, all of the different advertisers, of course, that are supporting the magazine. But articles are coming from experts all over the state for this product. And so I think that it's going to be a really good read. And then all of those articles will be freshened up or changed after the first of the year as well. So new cover, new articles, follow up to all of the tours will give another opportunity to just keep manufacturing out, in everybody's mind as we move into the new year.
Love it. Very fresh, crisp, new look.
Well, and if anybody has any suggestions about different articles that need to be that we need to be focusing on or featuring, or if you've got a great article about manufacturing, please just email me and contact me. And it'll definitely be considered. We're not only using some of the submissions in the magazine, the two different issues, but we're also putting the information on our blogs, on our social media, and we're really going to be promoting the tour of manufacturing kind of in a different way. I will get back to your presentation.
Yeah, and it's fun too because like Linda mentioned, the Two Rivers Enterprise was chosen this year because of their diversity, as well as all of the work that they're doing with their school. So that is super cool too. So we're super proud that they were chosen, as well as all the work that they're doing. So their article is going to be really neat um, on that as well. So we will go back, flipping through these real quick. Any questions on tours? Otherwise, we'll go ahead and here's some of the funding. Obviously, in our region, you can contact us for any of the busing. We do have busing available. We have different types of funding available, so you can contact us directly and we can assist with that. The Center of Excellence, Jamie, are you still on? Can you talk about if there's some funding available through the Center of Excellence?
At this point, there is $10,000 available. We have applied for some funding to support the state requests. However, we have not heard back at this point in time. So that's what I know about in terms of that. It's regional champions that apply for the funding as well. So that's like one point of contact that works with all the schools and any of the requests that come through that way. So
Perfect. Sounds great. So once we have more information on that, we can share that with everybody as well. But definitely just reach out to CMMA. You do not need to be a member of CMMA for us to assist you with any of this. So, and then here we have our, where to start? Basically, just making sure that you know that October is Manufacturing Month. Reach out to CMMA, which is part of MMA, and Katie is leading that. And Katie has put her information out there a few times, how to reach out to us. And definitely just reach out. We can walk you through this process. It seems daunting, but really just start with one smaller activity, especially if you're from a community, or if you're trying to figure out how to do a tour, or if you're trying to figure out how to spice up or do something different with your tour. We can assist with that and try to figure out, maybe why or how to get more people to come to your event, or if you want to get more students at your event, those kind of things. We can do a deeper dive with you and assist with that. One of the biggest things is making sure you take photos, make sure you're doing social media, and make sure you're pushing that event a long time before the event and a long time after that event. One of the things Cold Spring Granite does is they have their parade in August. They have postcards made up for that event saying save the date, and they hand them out at the parade, and they have their date and time posted on that, and they have one of the most successful events in the region by doing that. And it's not too soon. People go home, they put that on their refrigerator, they put it on their calendars, and they make sure that they're attending the tour. They also have different types of tours where one is in one of the buildings or one is in a different section. So people can choose what tour to do, or they can do both tours. So one year they might go on this tour, and the next year they might go on a different tour. Not all businesses can do that, but you can think of, how can we make this tour different from last year, or how do we advertise that tour differently? That's another way to look at it as well. And then, writing those newspaper articles, social media articles, anything anything to make yourself stick out differently. You know, Sarah Trustone, for example, you have a new plant manager writing an article on that. How do you, you know, capture some of that information and do some pushes with that, you know, just to, you know, hey, come meet our new plant manager, so on and so forth. Anything that makes you different. And then ask for help. We're here to help you. We want you to be successful. You do not need to be a CMMA member. I cover all of this region and want to make sure that you're here. All right. And next one. And then October's manufacturing month. Make sure that you have these dates written down. You don't have to do your tour October 1st through the 4th. That is just when we decided to focus. We've just learned that if everybody does their tours around the same dates, it just puts more of a splash on it. It makes it a little easier for everybody to have theirs around the same time. Just gives more attention to it, but you don't need to. Katie's email is right there for you, along with the CMMA website. And if you just even go to our website, it will right away pop up to the tour of manufacturing. We do have some information for other areas of the state in case you have any questions on that and need assistance or have locations in those areas. Feel free to just reach out to us and we'll help you. And then we have the CTE, or the Career and Technical Education Jamboree. This is a huge event, and we strongly suggest manufacturers who want to connect with schools and for schools to attend this event. It's on November 20th, and it will be held at Big Lake High School. This is a great way for organizations to learn more about what's going on at schools. This will be focused on CTE, Career and Technical Education. We will have Lisi Medical, who is doing a lot of different use skills training with Big Lake schools. Big Lake is doing a lot of different apprenticeship programs with their students. They actually have a signing day for their students with apprenticeships rather than just with sports. And they do a huge hands-on career fair as well. So it's a great way to learn and get involved with the schools and learn more of what's going on in the community. Then they're also doing a tour of their school and their VEX robotics and CTE areas. And then there will be a tour of Lisi Medical following that at their location. So if you're working with a school or have contacts with school, definitely share this information with them. It is on our events page on CMMA's page. And again, it's free to all of the school because we want the school people to be there and learn how to work with businesses and develop these programs stronger. And then businesses, we want you there too, so you can also learn how to incorporate these programs at your location as well. Next. And then Workforce Wednesdays, these are the first Wednesday of every month, except for July. We switched with the 4th of July. In October, we're actually going to be talking about enhancing employee skills with incumbent worker on the job training and other grant funded training programs, which might be the MJSP training programs, and it could also be the dual training programs and use skills training programs. So again, that will be on that Wednesday, October 1st, and then you can see the other trainings that are available too. So you can go ahead and log on to that information and sign up for those. If you do register for the trainings, you automatically will get a recorded copy of those trainings. So just a little hint on that. Next. And here's a bunch of resources for you just to keep those in your pocket. We do have a ton of information available for you throughout the year on MMA's website. K-12 Navigator, Career Force Manufacturing, Minnesota State Advanced Manufacturing Center of Excellence, as well as some of our partners. Next. All right, any questions? Opening it up for anybody to ask any questions or need any assistance on anything specific or in general. One of the biggest things that we really want to do is help you develop those relationships with the schools and really tie in those relationships with those counselors. We have Department of Labor and Industry here. If he's still here, let me check. If you have any questions for him, Eric, he would be able to answer any questions that you have with that as well. Jamie's here from the Center of Excellence if you have any questions for them. Russ, you've done a few tours before.
Yes.
How have they gone for you? Last year
Um,
you were pretty dang successful.
it was good. The one thing that I'd say we have not been successful on is engaging with the high schools. We tried to get, Sauk Rapids is literally less than a mile from us, and we've been unsuccessful to draw the high school students in on the tour. That's our one failure that I'd like to fix this year. And to be honest, I'm not sure exactly how to do it. We
Okay.
tried reaching out before, and then they talked about buses or funding or getting the kids, and we hold ours on it was either the Wednesday or Thursday, maybe the Thursday. We did it. We traditionally did like 11:30 to 2:30 to try to get the afternoon crowd. Our shift ends at 3:30, and the kids are in school. So, but that's one thing that we'd like to improve on, and how to do
Sure.
that.
I can offer a little bit. So Kevin Enerson is a superintendent that is representing the schools on our CMMA board. And so he has been working with all of the other superintendents and the principals to get them the information to be able to attend. So, we can definitely try to make the connection, so that we do have those high school programs and are creating kind of an educational council moving forward, that those educational opportunities are more available, because that's what we do in the AMPA area. So
Okay.
there's a whole council that works on the tours once we've gotten all of the folks. So we are working on trying to better that relationship for you. So I'll email Kevin and see what we can do in particular for your school district, or the kind of where we're at, and make sure everybody has more information on that.
Okay.
Yep. And the other thing too is, I think, Russ, what we need to do is you need to actually be introduced to the Sauk Rapids Rice School District. And I think Eric would be a great person too to I think you should also get certified with U Skills training and offer that to the students, because that's a gem for you to be offering that to those students at the school. So I think that certification would be phenomenal. And not only with the students, but I also think you should be working with the Adult Basic Education, which is ABE, Adult Basic Education, at that school district, which is people who maybe didn't graduate on time, maybe need an extra whatever to get their GED. That's another pocket of people that we need to be reaching out to. So Linda's going to reach out to Kevin Enerson, and then I'm going to also reach out to Sauk Rapids Rice School District, and then I think we need to get Joe involved too from U Skills Training. So go ahead, Eric.
No, let Joel in on it about this conversation, so she's near me.
Perfect.
Della, I can jump in as well. We actually did connect with some schools last year. and got them bussed in for field trips. And what we learned is our set time, even though we tried to cater to the students, didn't really work for the schools. They needed earlier or something a little more specific than we were offering. So we pivoted and we actually we gave them the month of October to schedule a time with us and provided tours outside of that set tour window for the schools.
Mhm.
So we managed, I think we did 5 different schools and had them in for tours. And what they brought, they didn't bring the whole school. They just brought students that were in kind of the manufacturing STEM classes there. So it is all about timing for them. And that is,
Mhm.
we got a couple emails back saying, hey, this time doesn't work. Could we do something else? And so we reached out to
That's
40 schools and districts last year about the tour of manufacturing.
That's perfect. And that's a great point, Erica, is even though you do a tour of manufacturing and you're highlighting your tour of manufacturing, a lot of times you do need to do a private specific tour for that school because of their scheduling, their lunches, the teacher, so on and so forth. So a lot of times those tours do need to still be scheduled individually or separately beyond your normal open house tour. So you do need to have that flexibility. That's a really good point, Erica.
And on the tours, when they're listed in the magazine, there's going to be tours that are happening the 1st through the 4th, and then the rest of them will be marked private. And that's exactly what this is for. Last year, I think we
Mhm.
marked the virtuals, which made it sound like it was kind of over the computer experience, but they're going to be private so that that you can schedule those anytime in October.
Yeah, I think we usually write on each of them saying contact Erica to set a private or to set a different time or contact Russ or contact Lisa, etc.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. Any other great questions? All right. So we do plan on wrapping up the magazine by July 30th for the ads and for any of those that want to be in the magazine. Those tour pages need to be completed. So July 30th is our deadline with that. So if you know of any businesses or manufacturers who want to be in that, please reach out to us as soon as possible. The magazine itself, like Linda said, is going to have an extra pullout this year that will focus specifically on our youth. So we will be sending this on specifically to the schools and doing even heavier push with those schools in our 12, 13 county area. Really focusing on that Stearns, Benton, Sherburne, Wright area, but then also pushing it even into that Meeker, McLeod, Candy, High, Renville area as well. So make sure you reach out and ask any of the questions, and we can assist you and do a deeper dive like what Russ and Lisa were asking. We will have this magazine ready by early September, and we'll probably do another rollout and then do another Q&A for anybody who still needs assistance and help with any of that finalization for your tours. But please reach out to us. We are available. Just email us, let us know. We'll set up that individual meeting with you, and we're gonna make that your tour is successful as possible. Any other questions? Thanks everybody for attending. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Della.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.